Are we online now?
We're recording.
All right. So what other meetings we have in December?
22nd.
22nd?
Yeah.
And we'll have a special after that. And I will be. Only if you ask me. That's only if you ask.
What's that?
Yeah, 22nd.
That's, why is it, what's, our finance is 22nd?
Correct. Yeah, well, the only people that can schedule meetings are us. To the Troy City Council, I will ask that we call this public hearing to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Here.
No, is your mic on? Come on now.
Councilmember Gully,
I am here.
Councilmember Figueroa,
Here.
Councilmember Steele,
Present.
Councilmember Men,
Present.
Councilmember Conley Wilson,
Present.
Councilmember Soriento.
Here.
Council President Mantello.
I am here.
All are present.
Council President, I move that the council resolve itself into a committee of the whole for the purpose of conducting a public hearing.
Perfect. And Maria, can you read the publication, please?
City Council public hearing that was scheduled on Thursday, November 17th is scheduled on Thursday, November 22nd, 5:15 PM regarding a local law to amend Troy City Charter, Part 5, Article XV, Section C62, to increase the maximum number of years members of the Zoning Board of Appeals may serve from 9 to 10.
Thank you. We'll now open it up to this huge crowd for a public hearing to expand the zoning board terms from 9 years to 10 years. This will actually coincide with state law. Would anyone like to speak to the city council on this last and final public hearing? Okay,
Maybe-
I will take a motion to adjourn from the public hearing.
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Gully. Is there a second? Second, Councilmember Figueroa. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Public hearing is now closed.
So.
Okay, I will now call the finance meeting to order, and I will ask Councilmember Gully to lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Yes, thank you. This evening's agenda is fairly light, so we may have some time between finance and the regular meeting to pick up some of our combos that I just broke. Public forum, will open it up to anyone in the audience that would like to speak on any item on the agenda.
One at a time, please.
Okay, we'll close the public forum. Local law. Local law 2, a local law amending Tri-City Charter Part 5, Article 15. The V is capitalized in the future. Section C62 to increase the maximum number of years members of the Zoning Board of Appeals may serve. Council President Mantello, at the request of the administration, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Gully, is there a second? Second, Councilmember Soriento, this has completed its 3 public hearings with the last one this evening. There's been no controversy. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Local law 2 passes 7-0. It will now go to the regular meeting. Ordinance 73, ordinance amending the 2022 general fund and garbage fund budgets. Councilmember Steele, at the request of the administration, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Gully, is there a second? Second, Councilmember Conley Wilson. Discussion? Andy? You don't have, if you want to say it, okay. Thank you with the mic. I just had a couple of quick questions. I did notice, Corp Council, we're adding 15K to the bond council and 15K to litigation. Do we know what for?
So for bond counsel, for a variety of, done a lot of stuff with EFC this year. Towards in the 3rd and 4th quarters to start getting ready for long-term mandatory, long-term debt conversions. In 2023, which the first one occurs from everything we're being told, and that's because EFC controls their own calendar. We're at their discretion that I anticipate that being sometime in the 1st or 2nd quarter. The other thing that we're working with bond counsel on is pushing along the closeout of that. When phase 1 of the transmission main project's done, to fast track that, to get it on their calendar to shut it down to long-term debt, not let it sit, because what I've seen in the past is that they can linger. If you go by their calendar, you can sit on short-term for 12 to 18 months after the project's done. I'd rather just get it done, get it closed and move on. The other piece of the bond council's been the MAC, because it's still not closed. So there's been costs associated all year with that closeout process itself. Litigation expenses, that's used.
Andy, I'm sorry. On the conversion, are you talking about, we had talked about some of the long terms going short term, or no?
So that's the 2 projects that are going to go to long term next year are hopefully the first phase of the transmission project. The second is we have closed on the combined sewer overflow project itself. There's, as of right now, 3 different issuances with the EFC for that project. There'll be a 4th short-term issuance next year. Again, that's beholden on what the consortium wants to do and EFC. But one or 2 of those tranches with EFC for the CSO project will be converted next year to long-term, because it's been out for 5 years. And that's the local finance law of 5-year bond anticipation notes holds over to EFC debt as well.
And we're locked into a fix, correct? Because
Correct.
obviously the interest rates are skyrocketing.
They went down over 1.25% in the last 48 hours, which
Really?
is 15-year bonds in the last 48 hours are now the same as a 1-year note. I just found out about an hour ago.
Wow.
So we'll see where that goes. EFC, it will be a fixed rate. EFC does tend to get very, very good rates. Our short-term rates that we've closed on recently were at 0.35. So they've been insulated. I mean, there'll certainly be market impacts. I won't say there won't be, but we've always gotten phenomenal rates with EFC.
And the ones that we have authorized bonding but not issued, we're holding off, correct?
We're gonna hold off unless if they're absolutely necessary. The biggest vehicle purchase that's been authorized but not issued is the aerial ladder truck for the fire department, which is somewhere between 1.1 and 1.3 million. This is typical for any other year. It's not exclusive to the interest rate situation, but how that'll work is Chief McMahon's working on finding out an anticipated delivery date. And we'll look at it in 6-month blocks to figure out when we'll issue that. They're talking with the chief. It's not going to be issued in January. The earliest we'll do it is the end of July.
And, maybe obviously your plate is super full right now, but maybe sometime in 2023, you could do one of your really good spreadsheets with updates.
I will say there's not much left on authorizations that haven't been issued. We have, for the most part, issued just about everything.
Okay.
That's exclusive of EFC because that's a whole separate area.
Okay.
All right. And then litigation, those are expenditures used for witnesses or things of that nature that are brought in for specific cases as they move through trial, the trial process.
And I take it we have more that unanticipated.
Correct. And I know that this transfer itself is hopefully the last transfer that you'll see this year. That way, other avenues can be pursued on December 15th with remaining funding. So it's also in anticipation of expenditures that will be forthcoming in the coming weeks for other matters, legal matters that are being addressed.
Okay. I did notice also, Andy, in police and fire, the substantial reduction in holiday pay. What's that?
So that's
attributed?
based off of, the holiday pay checks for the police and fire departments are being paid tomorrow. So it looks at what we budgeted and what the actual expenditure is. That savings comes from attrition within the department throughout the year where employees who are retiring or separating are paid their pro rata share for the year. So that's an annual savings that we tend to see. More so this year in fire for obvious reasons than in years past, but that's where that comes from.
Yeah. Okay. And then, I noticed firefighter uniforms went up 20K with the vacancies. Why would that have gone up?
I can check with the chief that he requested that specifically.
Chair.
Rick and then Councilmember Gully.
There's a recent MOA as part of an overall settlement, several grievances. We agreed to, without any precedent whatsoever, a change in uniforms that will allow other members to report. Kind of a well-smooth forward.
Oh, wow. Oh,
You'll see something, uniform changes.
really?
We buy it.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
reserve our discretion.
But wouldn't that be in 2023, not 2022?
If the MOA was signed, the MOA
Oh,
is going to
yeah,
be
I
signed in
got it.
2022. It'll be a
It's gotta be
2022
2022.
expense.
yep, I got it. Okay. I'm glad I asked that. Interesting. Okay. Councilmember Gully.
You just answered my question.
Oh, okay. Also I saw the rentals and parts going up 10K. What was that for? Do you know?
They used a piece of equipment at Powers Park, if I recall correctly. I believe in the summer months, that provides more funding to pay that invoice and provide a
Okay.
little bit of additional funding to get through the rest of the year. Again, the goal is not to bring back another transfer in 2 weeks, and the goal is also not to then have accounts run in the red once we close out the books in January, February.
Jim's saying he could have rented it for 900. Not of course.
I don't think it costs
procurement.
10,000. Again, it's
I can
rounded
only
and more funding.
how many wheels would it have, Jim?
Telehandlers, God, I could buy one for that one. get it.
I think that's all I have. Yep, that's all I have on those. Anyone else? Thank you, Andy.
Well,
We're good.
Further discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye. Opposed? Ordinance 73 carries 7-0. Ordinance 74, ordinance amending the general fund and capital projects fund budgets. Council President Mantello at the request of the administration. Is there a motion? So
Motion.
moved. Motion, Councilmember Conley Wilson. Is there a second? Second, Councilmember Men. On the discussion, I know that we have Aaron and Todd here. This is requesting some additional funds. It looks like 50K for the salt shed. I think my biggest question, guys, when I was reading the memo, should this have been caught by the engineer? Who obviously did the, the initial kind of scope on this, or was it something that would not have been caught?
I would answer that as probably something that wouldn't have been caught. So the scope of this salt shed has changed. It was probably actually originally designed in 2020. And since then, the building type, the location, size, and everything has changed. And as many of you know, digging in Troy poses a lot of challenges. So we ran into a lot of unsuitable soil.
I don't dig that often, Troy. I
Well,
want to make that clear.
That's
No,
good.
me.
So we ended up basically moving the salt shed 90 degrees from its original proposed location,
Gotcha.
freeing up the complex because the complex doesn't really flow very well right now. So by moving it back towards the bike trail, it gained us a lot of room in the middle for next year's project for the fueling island. And I think the fueling island then will everything flow really well. They fuel everything from the hook and ladders to ambulances, police, everybody fuels up there. So trying to give enough room for everybody to go up there. And in doing so, moving the salt shed, you're digging into a hill, and then more material has to be exported, backfill. We ran into almost 400 yards of backfill needed for this building.
I saw that.
The footings when you change the size of the building, the footings got a lot bigger. It went from a 4-foot footing to 7'6". We had to over excavate that. There was a lot of additional things. And then part of the scope from the original, because they were going to utilize the existing concrete slab from the previous salt shed, is we had to take on the crusher run and pavement inside the salt shed so the loader can scrape smoothly. So a lot of that has changed. The building got a little bigger. Asphalt has gone up substantially in the last 6 months. What hasn't, but a lot of that has come from that. So 2 change orders. We came to around 50,000 were for additional excavation, additional backfill, and some additional site work, which included the crusher run and the blacktop.
And what I did notice, why was the demo not included in the original Siemens, the performance contract? Is that normal or?
That is normal. Siemens does not get into demolition just because there's so many variables with asbestos, lead, and environmental things that Siemens will not get involved with. So that was always on us. The buildings that they built back in 1923 had footings that you could build a skyscraper on. And we didn't know that. We don't have as-built. We weren't sure what was really there. Demolitions, unfortunately, when you dig below grade, you can run into a lot of things, and boy, did we. We found footings that were bigger than the tables you're sitting at for a 1-story building.
Wild.
Yeah.
Was there something there prior to that?
Councilmember
shed?
Gully? Councilmember Gully?
Council President,
Yes.
was there something there before the shed was put on there to have that type of footing? Was there?
A little before my time. 1923, that building was built. The salt shed, I think, was built, best guess was 77.
Mr. Mayor, do you know? There was something down there before? I didn't mean to that. I'm just saying you have a history of telling your mind noting that.
The original salt shed that we actually tore down was built to the back of the truck bays or our facility maintenance shop. Probably improperly built. They used the load bearing wall of the garage for the back wall of the salt shed, which you push into. So we had some issues with that and lack of maintenance, over the last couple decades posed other issues to it. So it was way past its time.
Yeah.
Much needed too. I mean, we're gonna house probably close to 1 million tons of salt, where we could never hold that before. Doesn't mean we have to fill it,
Right.
but we can now. And also during the summer months, you can utilize the whole salt shed as a truck bay or,
Mhm.
really whatever, and keep all of our new equipment out of the weather, which has always been an issue with DPW.
Do we
That's-
know, are there potential municipal, like, sharing opportunities with the salt shed? I know, some municipalities, since there is space for the salt, do you know if there's any surrounding municipalities who are looking potentially?
I'm not aware of any.
Okay.
Not saying that there isn't. I
Yeah.
just don't know any.
Okay. cool.
Council President.
Yes, Councilmember Gully.
Nothing about this project, but when you were talking about the backfill, it just had a curious thing come to mind. When we have to do backfill, do we buy that fill to put in that?
Yes, sir.
We do?
Yeah, we don't have any stockpiled, so we can't really hold.
Well,
from
I
different sites,
noticed we
so-
have about 3 stories of stuff that are right off of, Oil Mill Hill there,
Oh, Northern Drive.
right
Oh,
over Northern
no,
Drive there.
you're
What's the
talking-
road there?
That's all spoils that come from whenever a water or sewer break happens.
That's all that's up there?
DPU, that's all that. It's not suitable material for backfill. It's
Right.
water
It's good for the road.
soaked clay. It's,
Yeah, I get
if
it.
it's a water
I get it.
main break,
Just
it's
curious if
usually
we ever thought
water
about that and
soaked.
do that. I was trying to talk to the golf course and they were looking to redo all the paths up there. We really didn't have the funding to do that at that time. I said, well, why don't we just take what's left over in the trucks at night when they get done doing, if there's any half yard here, yard there, why aren't we just putting in a hot box, taking down the golf course and just keep patching up the walk? 'Cause, there was no money for the park.
trust me when I tell you, I called everybody I know in the city, all the departments looking for backfill,
Yeah,
and I got about 3 yards of material.
Yeah,
I needed
I get
400,
it.
so
I get it. I
Yeah.
just
we
curious. I see
basically
that
buy
piling up
as
there.
we need and kind of, we
Yeah,
don't really stockpile any.
yeah, I get it. All right, thank you, Todd.
Thanks, Todd. Todd, what's the timeline now?
I would say best guess right now, weather dependent, will be done before Christmas.
Really?
The trusses are here, the steel is here. It's basically assembly time. So we pave interior in front of the apron, I think next Thursday, and then they set steel and trusses and roof it, and we can start putting salt in it.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, it's
We're not
a
going
much
to need
needed.
it this year, right,
Who's the
Mary?
contractor on that?
There's multiple. There's a Prime Mid-State Industries. Then they've had a concrete sub, they've had a steel sub.
So multiple contractors put it together.
Yeah,
Can't
it's a-
wait to
it's a
see
team
them.
effort putting this one together.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
be a good
You know,
addition.
But it'll be good when it's said and done and it's done the right way. Backfilled with the right material, paved with, courses of binder, which will hold up. So it's being done the right way.
Good.
It's awesome,
Good to
Todd.
hear.
Thank you.
Alright.
Great work. And Aaron, thank you. And very nice. I must tell you, the picture on the screen YouTube, perfect with that tray. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thanks, Todd. All right, further questions, discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ordinance 74 carries 7-0. It will go to the regular meeting. Resolution 117, resolution of Troy City Council authorizing the scheduling and conduct of a public hearing in connection with the Restore New York Communities Initiative Grant. Council President Mantello, at the request of the administration, is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Councilmember Men, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Conley Wilson.
I like it.
Discussion, if okay, I would like to schedule the public hearing for December 22nd at 5:30. And that will be before our finance meeting, if that works for all of you. And I did see, just so everybody is aware, there's a timeline on the Restore New York. Steve did put an intent to apply. Just so folks are aware, in full disclosure, I met with Jeff from Rosenblum Development. Some residents in the area have some concerns with the proposed development. They did have an open meeting. I want to say about 2 weeks ago. I think it went very well from what I hear. So I think we're good moving forward on this, and the public hearing will be December 22nd. It looks like January 5th. We'll have to approve the submission January 27th. The application will be due to New York State. Okay. Further questions, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Reso 117 carries 7-0. Resolution 118, resolution confirming the appointment of Jeff Betts as chairperson of the Troy IDA. Council President Mantello, at the request of the administration, is there a motion? So moved. Motion, Councilmember Steele, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Men, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Reso 118 carries 7-0. Reso 119, this is a tough one, guys. Resolution approving Keani Conley Wilson's appointment to the Troy Local Development Corporation. Council President Mantello, at the request of the administration, is there a motion? Motion, Councilmember Figueroa, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Men, discussion.
Council President,
Councilmember Conley Wilson.
I'm real excited about this one. I've been working for like local nonprofits and businesses for quite some time in Troy, so I have some idea of what kind of support local businesses need. And I've worked with Steve and Dylan a lot through the task force and all that. And if you guys have any questions, concerns, I'll try and be as transparent as possible and keep you kind of briefed on kind of things that are moving along. But
I'm really excited to have you as our rep on the LDC, Councilmember Conley Wilson. One of the big things, ARPA, there's $1 million for the business grants.
Yes.
That's huge. So if you could help try to get that rolling,
Yes,
that'd be
that's
awesome.
definitely a priority of mine as
Cool.
like a council person and also as someone hopefully being appointed on this board. So
Awesome.
yeah, we'll definitely get that rolling. I know how to push forward lots of projects.
I figured that. Congratulations. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? You should
Abstain.
probably recuse.
Yeah.
Yep. So we have 6-0 and 1 recusal. 119 passes. And our last, not last, Reso 120, resolution appointing Heather Hamlin Martin to the Board of Assessment Review of the City of Troy. Councilmember Steele and Council President Mantello. Is there a motion? So moved. Motion, Councilmember Conley Wilson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Men, discussion. I see Heather is here with us, and did you want to say anything, Heather? Awesome.
Great.
You're such a fabulous choice. You're going to be really helpful. So congratulations. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Reso 120 carries 7-0. Very controversial. And last, 121, I will ask for unanimous consent to add resolution 121. And if you bear with me, resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with National Business Equipment and Supply for the purchase of copiers and printers under the Omnia Partners Purchase Cooperative Contract, number R191101, Council President Mantello, at the request of the administration. I am making a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Now, this is only to put it on the agenda. We need unanimous consent as it's less than 24 hours. So we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the resolution is added. Now I will ask Andy, just to give us some details and what's this all about, why last minute, all that good stuff. The last minute part you might not know, but
So I believe in June, the budget amendment that was brought forward at $60,000 included in it to buy new printers and copiers for various departments in City Hall. This is the contract for that. It's procured, as mentioned in title, from within the legislation from a purchasing consortium called Omnia, which is very similar to Sourcewell, which has been brought forward for other items throughout the year. The purchasing consortium are nationally based. Lots for more purchasing power under New York State law. You're allowed to be a part of multiple purchasing consortiums, so we've joined Omnia as well. It is my understanding, a lot of research has gone into this, with BIS heavily involved. They looked at primarily 2 vendors, and the recommendation was to award this to National. It replaces, I can't remember how many departments within City Hall. I know it includes Comptroller's Office, Vital Statistics, Assessor's Office, I believe the City Clerk's Office, among multiple other ones. Some departments, printers and copiers right now do not work. Other departments, printers and copiers break on a weekly basis. They need to be they need to be replaced, which is why this is coming forward now. It's being brought forward. It was asked to be added last minute with the hope of having the contract executed and the purchase order issued before the end of the year, so that more legislation isn't needed to carry the appropriation over to next year, so that it can be wrapped up now.
say that again, Andy.
It's being brought forward tonight so that we have a month, assuming it passes, we have December to get the contract executed between the vendor and the city and get a purchase order issued so that the purchase order carries over until next year, until delivery, as opposed to potentially losing the budgetary appropriation or having more legislation brought forward to carry over the appropriation until next year. We'll talk about later this month.
Yeah.
Because that's coming for other things, just trying to avoid it.
And Andy, I'm seeing it's a contract for 3 years with potential to renew for an additional 2.
Correct. That's the maintenance portion of the contract.
Okay, what's the no. Oh, I got you. So that's the maintenance. What's the contract itself? Is it
To purchase, it was around 60,000, if I recall correctly.
That was with the maintenance or without?
Councilmember
Without-
Gully?
without.
Councilmember Gully.
Huh?
Without.
Without?
So
And the desire was to purchase, not lease, because of the new accounting rules, which will carry if we continue to lease things, there will be a hidden cost associated with leasing things going forward because of the amount of work that goes into leasing, because they keep changing these accounting rules. Will be quantifiable, especially over the course of the next 24 months as we implement it.
See, and that's odd because the state, they lease. I mean, they don't purchase their
comptroller's a-
copiers.
They'll be subject to that rule. And from everything I've heard from primarily relationships I have with school districts, it is being recommended by people I talk to at school districts with similar roles that I do, along with independent auditors, more than Bonadio. If you lease, it is a lot of work. You have 2 choices: either city employees do the work or you outsource it. And
Yeah.
if we outsource it, I can guarantee Bonadio is going to be coming in for a change order for more money because of the staff time that they'll put in.
Council President.
Councilmember Gully.
So Andy, since we're going to own the equipment, it also gives us the ability to maybe not drive it into the ground and use it till we get to a certain point, maybe turn it over and get new equipment to turn that over and get a little bit of a return on it so we can keep upgrading our equipment a little easier. Because with a lease, you're just paying on it, and then when it breaks, you're still paying on it. They bring in another piece. But here we have a chance to turn some of that into revenue coming back. Or are you gonna keep it until it's just bones like the other equipment? Because there is a difference when you own it. You can hold it for a certain point and turn it over and get something new. That keeps up with your business, because you know, that copiers and that kind of stuff, by the time you buy it, it's outdated. You know what I mean? They have a newer model coming out. So I just thought maybe this would be an advantage for us not to keep it till it, you know, the power goes out, but we, you know, maybe 3 years down the road, we turn it over and get newer equipment and upgrade our stuff. So it doesn't cost us 60,000 next time to get to that next level.
Certainly,
Would that be
something,
an option?
it could be an option, yes.
And.
Something I
Councilmember
thought about. I mean, department heads have approached me about different scenarios to do that with other things. It's not something I'm against. It's figuring out how to build that process there. I will, you know, for this, in this particular instance, something like that would work. For other assets that are purchased, it won't work. Not in the short term. You have to get out of issuing debt
Right.
to build that system, because under New York State finance law, if you issue a debt instrument to purchase a X vehicle,
It's
and
collateral.
we get into that cycle, do we try to get into that cycle and you surplus it and you sell it and you make $20,000 on it under New York State finance law, that $20,000 can only be used to pay down the principal of outstanding debt.
Council President.
You know the
Uh,
numbers.
Hold on, Councilmember
just-
Gully.
I just like to see if it makes sense somewhere down the line with our equipment, because we seem to hold on to it until it's past its point of,
It works in operating cash scenarios. It does
Yeah.
not work in debt finance scenarios.
I get it. I get that. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Gully. Councilmember Soriento.
Andy, I have a question in regards to the maximum of pages. So basically, for like black and white toner,
Yeah.
maximum number of pages, usually with the leasing, it's about like 500, well, depending on the contract, about 500 pages per month. And then after that, they charge you like 7 cents per page. In color, it would be, you know, a lot less. Now, I do know that that is with the leasing agreement. Would that also apply to purchasing this?
I don't know that off the top of my head. I can find out.
Okay. And would the toner be included in that maintenance?
No, I don't know. I highly doubt it. Right now, we're leasing it and we pay for our own toner.
Okay. And obviously, we're going to pay for our own paper too.
Yes.
Okay. Can we please get those figures or can
Yeah,
you
we
please
can-
find that out?
we'll look into
'Cause
it.
That's really important because the overage on that.
Oh, we have it right now.
Yeah. It could be almost as much, if not more, than the actual maintenance agreement.
Certainly can.
The base agreement. Yep. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Andy, oh, the company, are they out of New Jersey or Texas? I saw a couple addresses,
I can
And-
double check that.
and the maintenance, hopefully, you know,
I,
they,
we have national business there.
Local.
They're local because like ours breaks, the comptroller's office copier breaks weekly. And they're here same day or the next day. I mean, ours is down constantly.
Hmm. Oh, I know. Copiers are tough. tough. Councilmember Gully, did you have a question?
Now, where 150 pages. Where is the area that shows their obligation for service to the city? I mean, I can read it later. I just like to know where it is. So I have to go through 150.
We can find the exact pages for you and send it over.
All right, that would be nice. I'm always interested what they'll give us for the money we're paying them.
Mhm. Further questions?
Council President.
Yep, Councilmember Soriento.
How long is this contract for?
3 years with a 2-year renewal.
And is their base rate, is that due to increase each year also?
See if I can find it quickly. I can pull it and send it if that
Okay,
works.
that's fine.
Usually in other contracts that are like that, one of two scenarios occur, either they'll keep it the same for the three, and then if you renew, have an escalator or have an annual escalator of X% for
Okay.
years 2, 3, 4, 5.
Are they also affiliated with National Business Technologies? Is that?
I don't know who they're
Okay.
affiliated with.
All right.
2,000 sheets in large capacity draw, that's good.
I know Quinn spent a lot of time looking at this to figure out which one was the better option.
And these are for the commercial industrial printers, right? Not for the.
Some of
desktop
them are
ones?
so not like the desktop ones. Some of the departments have smaller printers. That's included in here, and then a lot of the big copiers.
Okay.
Well, so,
I'm all set,
council
thank you.
member, Andy, are we going to surplus the old copiers now?
No.
What's the
They're
plan?
leased.
They are all,
They're all leased.
even the desktops.
We own those. Some of those aren't being, not every printer in City Hall is being replaced with this.
Okay.
BIS over the last several years has been purchasing printers in addition to computers and then swapping them out. Not every single printer at City Hall is leased, so it's a split. What that is, I would defer that question to Quinn. He has the inventory of all that.
Okay, and the other departments that are outside of this building are also being supplied? Copiers.
I can get the list of all the departments that are involved in this.
Okay, thank you. Further questions, discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye, opposed? Reso 121 will now be acted on at the regular meeting. I will now take a motion to adjourn. Motion, Councilmember Gully, is there a second? Second, Councilmember Soriento, discussion? All in favor? Aye, opposed? We are adjourned and we have a regular meeting in 20 minutes. Yeah. Okay. They do.
How about the line?
Where's your banger?
Yeah, again,
Again.
Seamus.
Where's
Nope.
We can't
My
start this
gavel.
meeting without the.
She's missing her gavel.
I resorted to a water bottle.
No,
I don't know,
no,
Seamus.
no, it's a gel, the gel gavel.
Yeah, you didn't do roll call. Steve picked up
Here.
on that.
Not the second.
No, you did it at the public hearing.
This is, you know, this is how we're gonna end up with her. We gotta get a sword. She's gonna have a sword. It's gonna be like. If YouTube goes down.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the regular city council meeting, and I would ask everyone to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And how about Council Member Steele? Lead us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's do a roll call, and then I'd like to do a moment of silence for someone.
Councilmember Gully.
Here.
Councilmember Figueroa.
Here.
Councilmember Steele.
Present.
Councilmember Men.
Here.
Councilmember Conley Wilson.
Present.
Councilmember Soriento. Here. Council President Mentello.
I am here.
All are present.
If everyone could just take a moment, today marks the 25th anniversary of the passing of Chief Thomas McCormick. Chief McCormick made the ultimate sacrifice while working on a mutual aid fire call in the city of Troy on Congress Street. Chief McCormick was the originator of the mutual aid plan amongst the river cities here in the capital region. Chief McCormick was a proactive chief who was always looking to better our profession, and this is written by the Troy firefighters. Whether it be better training, addressing safety issues, better equipment, or the overall safety of all firefighters. Chief McCormick was a person who always put others before himself. Rest in peace, Chief. You will never be forgotten. Troy firefighters. And this evening, there is a dedication for Chief McCormick over in Watervliet. So I did inform the mayor and the council over there and the Troy Fire Department that obviously our thoughts and spirit are with Chief McCormick and his family 25 years later. So if we could take a moment. Thank you. All right, presentation of the agenda. We passed some legislation earlier this evening, which now moves to the regular meeting. Now I'll open it up to the public forum. Would anyone in the audience, or hundreds of people, like to speak to the council regarding anything on this evening's agenda? If it's not on the agenda, we will have another time at the end of the meeting for non-agenda items. Okay. All right, the public forum is closed, and now we'll go to the best part, and that is our good news. So I'd ask the council to join me in the front. I know. So I know it's, there's not a lot of folks in the audience, but there are thousands of folks with our YouTube Live. And I would ask Steve, Gina, and Nia to join us here as we recognize the 90th anniversary of St. Basil's. Come on up. You look amazing. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, no. Get out of here. You're not getting out that easy. Wait a minute. I hope you carved out about an hour. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I first want to say Steve and I go so far back. My gosh, we met the days your family ran the Puritan, and Steve is a Troy boy. He has never left Troy, even though you don't reside in Troy. Your heart, your family, relatives, I'm sure, and obviously Nia, whose family has just generations of public service, and we want to thank you for all you do. But this evening, we want to thank you in particularly and recognize the 90th anniversary of St. Basil's. And I'd like to read this commemoration, and then I'd like you to talk about the incredible weekend that you had and the celebration and commemoration of this incredible anniversary. The City Council, whereas the council would like to recognize St. Basil's Greek Orthodox Church on their 90th anniversary. And whereas on October 26, 1932, the church was founded in the city of Troy. And whereas the parish was created to serve Greek immigrants that settled in Troy and the surrounding areas. And whereas said immigrants wanted to have a place to keep their traditions and faith alive. And whereas St. Basil's has been and continues to be fervently involved in the greater community. And whereas the council commends Reverend Father Emmanuel and of St. Basil's on his leadership and 40 years in the priesthood, so please thank him. And whereas the council commends the St. Basil's Parish Council and its current president, Steve Babarakis, for all they do for Troy and the church. And whereas St. Basil's hosts many community events, most notably the annual Greek Festival, which we were just talking about the baklava. And whereas we celebrate past and current parishioners and parish leadership for what they have provided to many in need throughout our community. And whereas the Troy City Council and its members are grateful for St. Basil's contributions and wish the parish many, many more years of service and serving our community. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Nia, for joining us. If you could just fill us in, like what happened, their incredible weekend, and I know that
Irene, I was going to say, Soriento is part of our community also, so she was there at the celebration. So thank you for this. It's really nice. We're honored to accept on behalf of the community. Father Emmanuel did say to send his blessings to the council, and he wished he could have been here today. So on the 22nd of October, we celebrated the 90th at Franklin Terrace Ballroom here in Troy. And we talked a little bit that night. It was just a celebration. We had Greek music and dancing and baklava and some of the food. But it was a celebration that we talked about that the group of parishioners who originally started the church, it was kind of an amazing thing because they came on the boat. They didn't have a lot of money. And we didn't really think about it until we were planning the event. They did this during the Great Depression. So if you go backwards with the math, it was smack in the middle of the Depression. So people couldn't put food in their tables, but they thought it was so important to start a Greek Orthodox church here in Troy. It's kind of a big deal. It hits me in the heart when I think about it. So they did that 90 years ago. So we wanted to celebrate, and the church is still vibrant, going strong. There's a lot of young families, and we like to celebrate not only our religion, which is a Christian religion. It's a very Orthodox faith of the Christian religion, but we also like to celebrate our culture and mostly our food. So if you haven't been to the festival, you should mark your calendars. I believe this year it's June 8th, 9th, and 10th, I think is right around, whatever the numbers correlate to that weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So mark your calendar. We love to have people come and visit us. All homemade foods and desserts, and we have a lot of fun. So thank you.
Dancing, Steve, is always, it always captures me, the Vassals and
Yeah.
all the families, and they started out so young, and now I see them because they attended. school.
Councilman Sorrento was a dancer. So she was one of she was one of our dancers when she was a young lady. I'm old enough to remember that. Mia's son, who just recently graduated from college, was one of the dancers. So yeah, it's a nice tradition that they learn, you know, the old cultural traditions from Greece, which is kind of nice. And it wasn't mentioned, but Jean is actually an original Troy person too. Grew up right up in Oakwood Avenue, right? So all of us are Troy people at heart, and we thank you for this. This is really nice. Thank you.
We thank you and St. Basil's for the partnership and just what you do for our community. And, you know, every time I attend the festival, I feel just like so warm. It's loving camaraderie. Like you can tell your families, there's more than just like food and dancing. There's a lot of love, and I feel it every time I go, and I mean that with sincerity. So thank you.
Keep coming back, and you're all
Awesome. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Nia. And we'll get a quick picture. And Councilmember Sorrento, do you want to add anything? Come on.
One dance step.
No. Yeah, I mean, when I was born, and I mean, I've grown up going to the church, was baptized there, and definitely part of the community. The first year of the St. Basil's Greek Orthodox Annual Festival, I was one of the dancers. So brings back a lot of memories. It's a great community, and the 90th celebration was a success. It was really nice. So thank you.
And Councilmember Steele, her daughter, I believe, just got married.
She was married at St. Basil's and attended the festival. She's part of the family now.
She is, yeah.
Yes.
We know her daughter. She's a great person.
That's awesome. Takes after her mom. You owe me one for that. Okay. Anyway, let's get a quick picture. Come on, Shane. Should we say,
Opa. 1, 2, 3, opa. Good, awesome.
And you should know Steve did promise on the clock a lot, so.
You guys. Oh, it's good. Welcome.
All right. Let's rock it out, baby. December. We got a meeting December 22nd. We'll move that up.
Right before Christmas.
Maybe next year we'll move it up to be my last meeting. Next year, so maybe December 22, close to Christmas.
Yeah. That's what I felt better.
We'll have a party then.
Yeah.
Well, so I was saying on the
Like face color
22nd,
back to
maybe
normal.
after we have our meeting,
Still low.
we can invite David Banks and we could all get together and torture the hell out of him for 15 minutes, let him record our conversation.
I don't know if Steve knows the David Banks story.
Oh,
We'll have to fill him in after the meeting.
Mia told me they're going to sell baklava online. It's frozen right now, and they're putting it up on Facebook tomorrow.
Oh,
Okay,
hey.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
let's get some right now.
It's frozen.
So what? Out of me now, but I mean, let's order right now. How do I
It's
do
hot
that?
in here. Believe me, it's hot.
Yeah,
Okay.
connection.
No, it's gonna be a quick meeting.
No,
All right.
right here. Right here, this will go right on our back.
Clerk, local law 2.
Let's go.
Local law to a local law amending the Tri-City Charter, Part 5, Article XV.
No, part 15. Oh, I'm sorry, part 5, sorry.
Well,
Section C 62, to increase the maximum number of years members of the zoning board of appeals may serve. Council President Mantella at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
motion.
Motion, Councilmember Cully. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Steele. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 nos. Local law 2 passes.
Ordinance 73.
Ordinance 73, ordinance amending the 2022 general fund and garbage fund budgets. Councilmember Steele at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Councilmember Conley Wilson. Is there a second? Second, Councilmember Men. We're very giddy tonight. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 nos. Ordinance 73 passes.
And if anyone is watching, we did have great debate if you joined us prior to this at the finance. Ordinance 74.
Ordinance 74, ordinance amending the general fund and capital project fund budget. Council President Mantella at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Motion, Councilmember Steele. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Conley Wilson. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 nos. Ordinance 74 passes.
Resolution 117.
Resolution 117, resolution of Troy City Council authorizing the scheduling and conduct of a public hearing in connection with the Restore New York Communities Initiative Grant. Council President Mantella at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion? Motion, Councilmember Men. Is there a second? Second, Councilmember Conley Wilson. The public hearing, December 22nd at 5:30. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 nos. Resolution 117 passes.
Resolution 118.
I just want to make sure I wrote down 5:30. Yes. Resolution 118, resolution confirming the appointment of Jeff Betts as chairperson of the Troy Industrial Development Authority. Council President Mantella at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion? Motion, Councilmember Men. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Steele. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 nos. Resolution 118 passes.
Resolution 119.
Resolution 119, resolution approving Kiani Conley Wilson's appointment to the Troy Local Development Corporation. Council President Mantella at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Motion, Councilmember Steele. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Figueroa. Discussion? We're really excited for you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
6 ayes, 1 abstain, 1, I always forget.
6
Abstain.
ayes, 0 nos, 1 recusal.
1 recusal. Resolution 119 passes.
Resolution 120.
I always forget the word. Resolution 120, resolution appointing Heather Hamlin Martin to the Board of Assessment Review of the City of Troy. Councilmember Steele, Council President Mantella.
Is there a motion? Motion, Councilmember Conley Wilson. Is there a second? Second, Councilmember Men. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 nos. Resolution 120 passes.
Resolution 121.
Resolution 121. Resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with National Business Equipment and Supply for the purchase of copiers and printers under the Omnia Partners Purchasing Cooperative Contract Number R191101. Council President Mantella, the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Motion, Councilmember Steele. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Conley Wilson. Oh, we have a tie there. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 nos. Resolution 121 passes.
Now I will open it up to the second public forum. Shane will get the podium out for anyone that would like to discuss what's happening in your neighborhood, et cetera, or a concern with the council. And I just would like your name and whereabouts you live. You don't have to give the exact address. Thank you.
My name is Paul Dowdell, and I live at,
Paul, do you mind just pulling up a drop? The terrible acoustics. Perfect.
is that good? Okay. Okay, Paul Dowdell. I live at 182 Third Street. Okay, and I'm here about the lot, the vacant lot at 184 Third Street.
Mhm.
Our bid was the one that was originally approved by the Property Review Committee until it wasn't. So anyways, before I get to that, I'm going to give you a little history about me and our family. I've lived in Troy my entire life. My wife was born in that house at 182 Third Street years ago. I won't tell you how many because I got to live with her. But anyways,
You're smart.
yeah. But anyways, I own 4 other properties in Troy besides 180, 182 Third Street. I own 2 on Second Street by Washington Park, 1 on First Street, and 1 on 24th Street. Let me see. I don't want to forget anything. Of course, I pay a lot of taxes to the city, and all on time, no delinquent taxes. Like I said, my wife, she's taught in Troy School Districts for 38 years. My brother-in-law, who you just met, his daughter, Louis, Gina Bianchi. He's my brother-in-law. My wife's sister's married to Louis. He established his business here, Bianchi Construction, did a lot of work in Troy, sidewalks, roads. My sister-in-law, Carmela, was on the Troy School Board years ago. But anyways, so I'm just, you gotta bear with me here. But anyways, as far as the property goes, I heard what the other person had to say. And I also maintained that lot. You know, I mowed the grass, planted a garden, planted flower. My wife planted flowers. That fence that he put up was, you know, just a makeshift fence put up with the garden stakes and zip ties. And it's fallen over like 3 times, and I've put it up 3 times. I didn't need to hire somebody to create a paper trail to show that I take care of it. You just have to take my word for it. Also, in our proposal, we included an estimate for the work we're going to have done or would have done to upgrade it as far as fencing and landscaping, tree removal. It's going to cost at least another 30 grand on top of our bid. So, you know, I'll never see that. I'll never get that back. You know, I find myself in a bidding war now, which doesn't benefit me at all. So it's unfortunate it's turned out that way, but it is what it is. But anyways, I don't know if I missed anything. I think, like I said, I lived in Troy my entire life. You know, I wouldn't be invested in Troy if I didn't, you know, if I wasn't committed to Troy. I'm not going anywhere. I don't plan on moving anywhere. So, you know, I bid almost twice. I'm assuming what the assessed value was. 2 reasons why, just because I was serious about the property. And the second reason why, to avoid a bidding war, which I'm in, which, like I said, is unfortunate. But I don't know if there's anything else I need to say.
No
It's-
problem, Paul. And
I heard about the one, we have it's a 3-story duplex on 180, it's 182 Third Street. It's a 6-unit building. We live in 1, 5 of them are rented. My other,
say that again. I'm sorry.
it's a duplex. It's 180, 182 Third Street. It's a 6-unit building. The 5 units are rented. We live in one of them. So it's a fully rented with students and professionals. And I heard she's got 7 windows. What our back porch is exposed. There's like 9 windows. So we also overlook that vacant lot. So, you know, that's also a concern to us.
Sure.
And, but like I said, I mowed that grass several times. He wouldn't know that because he's never around in the summer, but I don't want to get into all that stuff. But it's just, you know, it's just when I saw this paper at first and showed my wife, we were very, very pleased. But I didn't know there was other stages it had to go through. But
Yeah.
I was, you know, when I saw it pulled on the October meeting, it was just like hell's going on. So I found out that, you know, the other bidder was not happy. So here I am. So
Thank you,
I
Paul.
wasn't able to attend the September meeting because I didn't feel I needed to after I saw that. So I said, no. But anyways,
Paul, we truly appreciate you coming down.
I appreciate the
here.
time, so I
Thank
hope you know, I'm
And,
very nervous. I don't do this.
yeah, it's okay.
Not
Don't
my-
worry
I'm a
about
very
it.
quiet guy.
There's
It's not
only
like-
like
Yeah, I know.
40,000.
Yeah,
people
just, so,
Paul, there was, I apologize. I was thinking about the 40,000. Oh, did you attend the opening yesterday? They had an open house with the properties. Obviously, it's right next to yours, so,
Well,
and
yeah.
it's a vacant lot, so, you know,
who had
you
an-
see it every day.
Yeah, no, who had an open house?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, the city,
Oh.
that's at the proper, that's at the homes, not the vacant lots, so,
No.
yeah.
See,
Okay.
so,
All right,
Well, like I
we
said,
appreciate you
yeah,
coming
thank you for your
down
time.
here. Thank you, Paul, and once the property review committee meets, they'll then send the recommendations. to
Can I ask you
council.
one question?
Sure.
Let's say, for instance, my second bid gets rejected. Does this go on and on and on? Do I get the opportunity to come in and say, hey, what happened? Or
When,
once it
when the
ends?
council considers, we're not sure, like, first, obviously, it's gotta go through
Yeah,
the assessor, et cetera. When it comes to the council, the public, it'll be all public. So you're welcome to come down that evening when it does hit the agenda. Before it hits the agenda, the property review, or maybe us, we're not sure, may call the various proposers in,
okay.
okay? So not even close to
Yeah,
being
yeah,
done.
yeah, I know. It's,
and-
it's like in December 9th, you have until put our bid in, and isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, so,
Hopefully
yeah, so anyways, that's all I had to say.
well, you'll be kept abreast of next
Yeah,
steps,
I hope so.
okay?
All right.
And
But
thank you.
everything's in our packet. What I'm set up as far as the, what we plan on doing with it, and
Okay,
maintaining the lot. So, but,
awesome.
all right.
Well, Paul, thank you so much
Yeah.
for coming down.
Thanks
Thank
for your
you.
time.
We
Thank you,
really
too.
appreciate it.
Thank-
Yeah, go ahead. Councilmember
Well,
Gully.
could I just ask a question? You say you have a 6-unit,
Yeah, it's a
this
6 unit.
piece of property, you don't have any plans to turn this into like additional parking or anything?
No,
right?
that's not, I don't want.
All right, so it's just gonna be a yard.
No, we already spoke to Gallivan Landscaping and Sienna Fence.
Yeah.
And there's a large mulberry tree there that we want to get rid of, but
Yeah.
we're not gonna,
Oh, I read your whole thing.
I don't want to look at a parking lot. No, that's not.
I could,
my-
no, I just wanted to ask that because when you.
That's
see a
what, that's my
6-unit
concern. I don't want to look out my
Yeah.
back window and see a parking lot either, but I have no plans for, my wife will tell you, she's in the all, so yeah.
All right, cool.
I don't know the
Great.
different plants she
Hi,
wants to
how
put
are
in
you?
there, but I know,
All those estimates were in the packet.
Yeah,
We know.
yeah, they know, yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, it won't be a parking lot. It won't be a parking. It's for our tenants and
Alright,
us
cool.
to enjoy.
That if we get it, they are most welcome to come down and use it as we are. In fact, one tenant already last year.
Yeah, planted a little vegetable garden.
Like a personal park.
Yeah,
That's a great way to
Go
live.
ahead.
yeah,
He
yeah.
planted vegetable garden, and so did we. And we planted flowers.
So he asked me if I got the lot. And I said, yes, I did. And I thought I did. You know, I don't want to
Right.
be misspoke, but anyways, unfortunate, it's, that I'm here happen to defend, but that's what the way it is. So,
So we're a little confused. How often do you have people come and talk and reopen this again? I mean, is this gonna go on and on and on and on?
No.
no. These 6 properties, it, was unique where there was a ton of interest. And so the council felt we needed more information before moving forward. And then other properties had proposals that we weren't aware of. And so the council just wants to, hear more about the property and the proposals.
it'll be no parking. Yeah,
We totally understand, but you know what? Sometimes what you read on paper, it's so good
Yeah.
for you to come down and we hear it directly. So you don't always get a picture on paper.
So those estimates are in the packet. They were in the packet. I have since called those prices and they have informed us, each one did separately on the phone, that those prices, well, first of all, the work cannot be done till spring.
Right,
Number 2, the prices have gone up.
right.
So it's probably going to be more than what we had planned on.
Yeah.
But we're still going to have it done because that was our.
Yeah, hopefully.
Just,
It,
any suggestion I would give you is just to put an updated bid based on what you think it's gonna cost you. So if you think it's gonna cost you more for the repairs, you should note that in there, because that's important that's important. Everybody, we look at every facet
We
of that
did.
application.
I actually did already.
Sure.
I redid
Eh,
it.
I knew you
eh,
would
Good.
It's
Thank
gonna
you.
cost north
I
of
agree.
30,000 at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, north of that, but anyways,
At least.
it will not be a
That's
park.
cheap for a personal oasis. You know
Yeah.
that and I know that.
Yeah, it's,
So that'd be good.
yeah,
You'll have a
yeah,
great place.
yeah, but it won't be a parking lot, I can promise you. that.
Well,
No.
I wish you the
And
best.
Paul and Anne Marie, thank you again for coming down. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks for
you.
listening, Tom.
Thank
Thank you.
Take care. Okay. Anyone else in the audience like to talk to the council about anything on their mind? I know the mayor would like to remind everyone and all of us of the Victorian stroll this Sunday. I
11 to
know.
5.
We'll remind them again. So yes, 11 to 5 and some breakfast even prior to that. So hopefully you can pop down. Yes, and
What time is
others.
that?
So I think it starts at 8.
At
So,
8
yeah,
o'clock?
8,
Oh.
but you don't have to be there at 8.
I
Don't
won't be
worry.
there. trust
Okay.
me.
And I will now take a motion to adjourn
Motion.
before I say go Bills. We have a motion. Councilmember Conley Wilson, is there a second?
I was just wondering if we
I'm
approved.
Oh,
so
go ahead.
I
I'm
thought you
sorry.
said-
Last month's minutes. I don't know if we approved that during this meeting. I
Oh,
don't
thank
remember doing
you. That is correct. I will take a motion, Councilmember Conley Wilson to approve, November's, wow, it's hard to believe it's December.
That's flying.
November's regular meeting minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Men, discussion on the approval of minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Councilmember Conley Wilson. Before we motion to adjourn, anything else? Do you want to mention Saturday?
Yes, Saturday we have an event at the Boys and Girls Club. It's called Kicks, Cuts and Careers, which will be having the firefighter department table in there. We're gonna have tables with employment, free haircuts, and also free sneakers for the community as well as food. Jimmy's Pizza has donated some pizza. I spoke to him yesterday,
As
so
usual, as
Awesome.
always.
big shout out to Jimmy's Pizza, Tony.
You
Just
can't-
one text message. He's like, "Yep,
Yeah.
I'll donate." So
They're amazing.
it's gonna be right downtown across from DMV.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Councilmember Figueroa.
It's from 12 to 3.
Perfect. All right. And at 5 o'clock, we have a tree lighting ceremony across from the Polish down South Troy at the Point. So if you're around or able, pop by. All right.
Council President,
Yes, Councilmember Gully.
Saturday, December 10th, we're gonna have the first ever annual Christmas car parade in Lansingburg. And it should be fun. We're gonna meet at the Price Chopper parking lot at 2:45, and then we'll parade from 3 o'clock up through Kohler's Park and down Fifth Avenue to the park at Powers Park, followed by music. I hear that Santa's gonna be making a visit. The administration prepped that stage to look really nice for Santa's chair, if I can find one by then. And there's gonna be a lot of activity of music. The high school choir's coming down. And I have heard, rumor tells me that the school district and the businesses and the sheriff's department and maybe some of the city people are also gonna be bringing decorated vehicles to show their commitment and unity to the community. So we'll see what happens there. But I know we have a lot of response. I've been working with Tony Buchanan on this. This was his brainchild as of 3 days ago. So it's, I mean, 3 days ago, nothing like a rush job, but you know what? I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're getting a lot of response. I cannot believe the amount of people who are donating. People want to give us money to do this. We don't want any money. We just want help. We want people to decorate cars and come and parade and have a good time. And, we'll have a lot of fun there, a lot of music, and tree will be lit at 5 o'clock. So I hope that you all can make it, especially if you're living in Lansingburg. I hope you do, but if you're, yes, for all the crowd out there and anybody else who wants to come, please come, because it's about getting together and celebrating the good times. We are also having a memorial wall along Second Avenue on Powers Park for anyone that would like to bring an ornament for a member or loved one or friend that they lost in the past. if you'd like to commemorate that, we're going to have a wall on Second that we can hang an ornament in memory. And I hope that we do more of that because we tend to forget those generations before us that have done many great things for us in our lives. All right, and that's it. The car parade will start at 3 o'clock and go down to Powers Park and get there about 3:30. The tree lighting will be at 5 o'clock. Everything else is in between, and whatever happens afterwards happens.
All right. Any other
I do have one.
updates? Yes, Councilmember Figueroa.
So Hillside North, the Oakville Community Center has like a holiday showcase
Oh,
on Saturday as well from 2 to 5. It's gonna be pictures with Santa, cookie decorations and
wow.
sweets and foods and all that good stuff. School 2 will also be exhibiting art exhibit there, so.
That's real nice.
Yeah, this Saturday as well, 2 to 5.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of great stuff going on in the
That is
city.
cool stuff.
Yeah.
Some good stuff. Anyone else? Seamus? Meet Santa, yes. Lot of events. I believe that's 2 o'clock? 2 to 4. Okay.
I'm strolling.
Anything else? All right, going once. Rick, anything? All right, and remember this evening, Bill's big one. Thank you.
Bills, they need it.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
We do.
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Figueroa. Is there a second? Second, Councilmember Soriento, who will dance at the next council meeting. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Oh my gosh.